This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is Not America's Sweetheart, Davian. And
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy James. This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hello, this is the Death Match Diva, the 2025 Scenic City Invitational winner, the 2024 Action Future Showcase winner. This is Jamesen Shook, and you are watching Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., and it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the Death Match Diva, Jamesen Shook.
That is better than most ring introductions that I hear, so I appreciate that. I do really appreciate that.
Well, we like to do it big for our guests on Wrestling With.
I see, and I love that. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Can you tell us where the Death Match Diva will be next event-wise?
Oh, man, we got a big weekend coming up. Saturday, June 6th, I am at New South Pro Wrestling in Arab, Alabama. And then I got to drive to Atlanta and hop on a flight to Atlantic City, New Jersey, and go to Game Changer Wrestling's Cage of Survival. And then week after that, it's pretty easy. I got New South again on the 13th in Birmingham. And then, oh God, I'm blanking right now. That's not good. The 19th, I might be somewhere. I just can't remember. The 20th, I am again in New South Pro Wrestling in Scottsboro, Alabama. Then the 27th, TWE in Red Bank, Tennessee. That's the whole month, essentially.
And July 16th is Night Zero, correct?
Yes, July 16th is Night Zero, my produced show, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm sure you can imagine.
Oh, absolutely. And we'll definitely get into that in a bit. But can you tell us where we can find you on social media and your merchandise?
So social media, I have X or Twitter, whatever you call it, honestly. Either one's fine with me. It's just JShook_75, all lowercase. JSHOOK_ and then number 75. And then Instagram is just Jamesen_Shook, JAMESEN_SHOOK.
And merchandise?
Oh, God, yeah, I do have that. I have a Fourth Wall, Jamesen Shook at Fourth Wall. Just go to Fourth Wall, look up Jamesen Shook. I got a couple shirts on there and a hat. But there will be more being added to that. And then for physical merch, I have old ring worn gear. If you find me at a show, you can see it at a show. It's pretty important gear, but decided to part ways with it because I'm sure there's people out there who find more value in it than I do.
I'm just wondering how much blood is soaked into it.
All of it. Oh, man. All of it, like... Oh, God, what's like... One of them is from me and Otis Coger at Ruthless from last year when I just couldn't stop bleeding out of my head, which was awesome. It looked like a really thick blood, too. I think it was plasma. But, there was that. There's those blue parachute pants are on there. There's a few cool things on there.
Okay. And you don't have to go looking for it. All of the links to all his social media and merchandise will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox. Alright, let's get into it. Not too long ago, earlier this year, you actually wrestled Matt Tremont for the second time. You know, obviously Matt, one of a big name, well respected in the indies. What was that experience like wrestling him for the second time solo. Well, singles, I should say.
Whew, well, first time was nuts for me because that was, again, we were talking about shows I ran. That was the first show I ran, was me versus Matt. So that already, I had a lot of nerves built up and anxiety from the day of running a show and wrestling Matt. But the second time I wrestled Matt, which was a few weeks ago in May, last month, yeah, May 16th, it was a lot more calming because I wasn't running the show, but at the same time, I'm making my debut at the biggest indie right now in the world in Game Changer Wrestling, and I'm wrestling Matt. So again, it's another double anxiety thing for me, but I feel like I handled it all pretty well. Once I get in the ring and the entrances stop and the bell rings, my body just kind of goes like, oh, what's the best way to describe it? I won't say unconscious because clearly I'm conscious, but I don't want to say blackout either because that just sounds bad. I don't black out.
You're tuned in.
Yeah, I get really just zoned in, and I just kind of like, okay, I'm fine. Once the bell rings, I'm fine. I know what I'm doing. I'm an okay wrestler. I'll be fine. And then once the bell rang to end the match, I said, "Damn, I really just did that." So that was really cool. So like, it was really nice. Once I heard the ending of the match bell ring, that was cool. And I had known I'd gotten through the whole match, but again, before the match, it's a debut again for the biggest show for what I do, which is the Indies. And I'm wrestling Matt, so it was pretty anxiety driven. That was a lot.
Well, like you said, the first time you wrestled Matt was 2 years ago. So, what were some of the differences you saw in yourself now that you maybe didn't have in your first, match?
I looked a lot thicker. Respectfully, I looked a lot thicker in that match. I looked like I'd actually been to a gym at one point in my life after rewatching that match. But I think the main thing for me was I'd had more experience in death matches because I had watched deathmatch wrestling basically my whole life, and Matt was really my first professional one. But since then, I'd had quite a few more death matches and quite a few more like way worse cuts and like way worse experiences injury wise. So I was definitely more into the zone of for the second one, I'm gonna be fine. Everything will be fine. But for the first one, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Not that I don't know what I'm doing, but like this is my first death match professionally. So what am I about to? Am I gonna hate this for real? Like, but I loved it, and I've just gotten way more confident in myself doing death matches after that match. So that match really took off for me, death match wise.
And I mean, having your first death match with somebody like Matt, who's obviously, a pro at death matches, did that kind of ease the nerves a bit? Or did that make things more nerve-wracking? Because obviously he knew what he was doing.
It eased them for me, but at the same time, I was like, dude, this is the man. Like, I'm wrestling the man right now. So that also, like, it balanced out, I would say. It definitely balanced out.
Now, I do have to ask, everybody asks, how you get into pro wrestling. It is what it is. But, like, how do you get into deathmatch wrestling? Is that something you consciously wanted to do when you got into the business, or was it something that just kind of fell in your lap at some point?
So I had grown up on the deathmatch scene. Like, I was way more attracted to deathmatch wrestling than actual wrestling. Because to me, as a kid, it's awesome watching people throw glass at each other. It's pretty cool. And then, like, seeing you can be a part of it. And it's another one of those styles where it doesn't matter, like, who you are, where you come from, you're probably going to fit in the style. It doesn't matter what your build is, it doesn't matter who you are, you're going to fit in, and I love that. Um, but to me, it was always something that I feel like I had to do because again, when it's something I grew up on, it's the only way I really feel like I can give back to the legends of Deathmatch, because they're seeing these younger guys, and there's a lot of young guys in Deathmatch now that are kind of taking the scene by storm, who want to give back and who are busting their ass to keep the scene alive and keep it going and trying to make it better than when they found it.
Is there something that you won't do in a death match, or something that you did do and said never again?
Cut cans, that really sucked. This with my shirt off, that really sucked. Because that's what gave me a really, really bad scar on my back that I had to get closed up, and I hate getting cuts closed up, but I had to get that one closed up. I hate barbed wire. It just gets everywhere, and when it tangles, it gets real bad. What else? That's really it, though. Like, everything else I'm fine with.
Okay,
I don't really have a long no list. I have a very long, I'm okay with that list, but not a really long no list.
Well, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you took a bobby pin into the cheek, no?
Oh yeah, I took a little what do they call it? A safety pin. I took a safety pin through the. I took two safety pins through the cheek, each cheek on my face, through and into my mouth. I was pretty nervous about it, but once it was over, I didn't feel it. And I said, "Oh, okay, that's I like that. I like this a lot." So hopefully, I can keep getting safety pins shoved through my cheek because that was awesome.
So we're okay with safety pins, not okay with barbed wire.
Yes, I'm very okay with safety pins, not barbed wire.
Like the safety pin spot, like, is that something that you had to be convinced of? Was that something that they came to you, you went to them, something you wanted to try? Like, how did that come about?
The safety pin spot?
Yeah.
So it was just mentioned to me, and me being a dumb 23-year-old, I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. Like, this sounds horrible, probably from like an outside of wrestling perspective, but if there's a deal like safety pins or, hey, do you want to take this spot through glass? I don't really think about it. Yeah, let's do it. Like, I don't know. I hate thinking about it because that makes it way worse when you think about it. So if I just say yeah and I agree to it, then I'd be like, no, okay, I'm good. No, I'll be fine. And it ended up being fine anyways. So hopefully the trend continues. I mean, I hope it does.
Alright. Well, getting back to, the wrestling man Tremont, like, you wrestled him on your first ever show that you, produced. Can you tell us about, um, you know, being a promoter and being a promoter like so soon in your career? I believe you're only like 3 years in, no?
Yeah, I'm 3.5 years in. Promoted sucks. Like, it's terrible. I hate it. But at the same time, it is worth it. And I hate being one of these guys who runs straight to social media after matches, and I try not to, but I will after shows, just to see what people say. And going after a show and seeing all the support on the last 4 shows I ran, and all of them, everyone I just met has been hit after hit after hit after hit. Thinking to myself, okay, I'm having fun, sorta. I'm doing matches I want to do. I'm kind of like, this is gonna sound way worse than I really mean it, I promise, but like, I'm kind of doing some semi groundbreaking things, like blowing up a cage inside the TWE arena, which I really didn't think would happen, but come to find out when I pitched the idea to Jaden, he didn't think I was serious until I posted the graphic. And then he saw the graphic and said, oh no. But it ended up being fun. Like, everything ended up being okay. But it is pretty cool. Like, promoting, and it is, at the end of the day, it's one of the most fun things I do. Once the show is over, I actually feel like I've accomplished something. And with this fifth show, kicking off the Scenic City Invitational weekend with a Jamesen Shook produced show is something I never thought would happen. Like, the most important weekend in the Southeast in wrestling is being kicked off with Jamesen Shook Presents Night Zero. That is crazy to me. So before SCI Night 1 or Night 2, you have Night Zero, which I'm excited for. The matches on the show are just nuts. I really didn't think I'd get all the matches that I thought I would want, but everyone's agreed to everything. So yeah, I'm happy about it. Getting to kick off SCI weekend with matches like Sean Campbell and Sicko the Clown, and getting to see matches like Tremont and Tank again in a Fans Bring the Weapons match, and then doing the Mia Nino match, and then the Saul and Izzy Byram no rope barbed wire match, which is going to kick off the whole week. I'm so excited for everybody involved, not just me, but like there's a lot of guys who haven't experienced the Scenic City Invitational weekend who are on this show. A lot of guys and girls who have never experienced it. And for some of them, it's their first Southeast weekend. So I'm really looking forward to their experiences too at this show.
What does it kind of mean to you to have had such an impact in such a short amount of time? Like you said, 3.5 years, you're doing, incredible things in the ring. Obviously promoting is becoming a big part of you as well. So what does that kind of mean to you to have had all this success in, such a short amount of time in terms of, a wrestler?
It's weird. It in the best way. It's so weird. It's really weird to think like everything that has happened already, and I just with all the travel I do and all the wrestling and all the training, and I tell people all the time when I do podcasts, I literally never have a day off. I'm always working the shoot job. I'm always at a TWE arena doing training. I'm always at a show. I'm always traveling for a show. I'm rarely home anymore, and it kind of sucks, but whenever I actually get the rare days to kind of just sit down and debrief and like just think about everything I've done, it's really cool. That like, and I do have to remind myself a lot of the times, I'm only 3.5 years in. I got so much ahead of me right now. Because sometimes I hate saying this, but I've wrestled so many matches that I've rapidly sped up my age. I'm like bitter already towards some things and some people. It sounds so stupid, but I have a lot of people that remind me, like, dude, you're still only 3 years in. I think, like, God, man, that's crazy. Because, I mean, I've had over 400 matches, 3.5 years in. There's people who don't have 400 matches in 10 years.
That's right.
So, like, I still have to think to myself, like, okay, I have time. I'm good. Like, let me keep just building myself up, keep putting my name out there, because there's still, like, there's a lot of people who don't know who Jamesen Shook is. And that's okay. Because, again, only 3.5 years. It's okay. I have so much time to just put my name out there and get better and just really hone in on what I'm doing.
Right. And I mean, that's incredible. Like 400 matches in 3.5 years. That's, like you said, not a lot of people don't get that in 10 years. So what does that kind of mean to you to get so many reps? Being able to have, that type of schedule, considering that's not, I mean, that's a Wild West schedule, like Wild West of wrestling days, that you don't really see that nowadays.
You don't, and it's just like it's cool for me because these aren't just like any shows that I'm wrestling on. Like these are the biggest shows in my area, like TWE Action and New South. Prioritize all of my dates, and then you have GCW, You have every once in a while a St. Louis Anarchy, maybe a Beyond Wrestling, maybe a Combat Zone Wrestling. Like, you have all of these shows. And even the shows that, like, help me get my feet on the ground, I'll still go back and I'll help out around there when they message me and be like, hey, we have this guy, we want to wrestle you. Okay, I'll come in and do it. Like, to me, it's really cool. Like, those are the reps I'm getting in such a short amount of time. And I don't know, I'm just really happy about it. I have nothing really to complain about with my career.
Going back to, your shows that you've, produced, was that something that you had intentions to do when you got into the business? Was it something that you wanted to do, like, straight away? Or was that something that just kind of happened as well?
It was something that kind of happened because I absolutely did not want to run a show. Like, just seeing the stress it put on people, I didn't want to do it. But I ran that first one. So, all right, that was pretty fun. We'll stick to one a year. And now the last 2 years, I've done two a year. And they've all been so much fun. And just seeing how happy people are to see wrestling like that in the Southeast and seeing wrestling like we do wrestling in the Southeast. And, like, I will always put the Southeast first above everybody in wrestling because Southeast is so different in every style. Any style of wrestling, Southeast is just, I don't know, it's just different. There's really no way to describe it. You have to go to a TWE New South or Action show to understand, or a PWF in North Carolina. You have to go to one of those shows to understand just how different the Southeast is. And to broadcast that brand of wrestling on such a wide scale like an IWTV, and to use people from the Northeast or West Coast or Midwest to bring them to the Southeast and let them experience it's probably one of the coolest feelings that I have.
What's something about promoting that you know now that you wish you knew at that first show?
Don't spend all your money. Maybe less than 10 matches. You don't have to book everybody. It's okay. Those are probably my big ones. Like, I've never. Well, I need to be careful with that because there are matches I regret booking. I'd say 90% of the matches I don't regret booking. I think there's, like, I really only think there's one match I regret booking, and that's it. I really don't want to go into it, but there's one match I regret booking, and it was on my first show. And, like, the rest of them have just been hits, and I have no complaints about any of them, and everyone always shows up because the people in the Southeast are just so hungry. They're so hungry, and you can tell with the matches that they put on and what they're willing to do to themselves. Like Sean Campbell, genuinely, I will never not book Sean Campbell. He is such a hungry wrestler, man. And, like, every single time he's out there, it's 100%. It's awesome. So having somebody like a Sean Campbell or a Big Dave or a Tremont or a John Wayne or literally anybody like that and bring them in and just see how hungry they are. And Anakin Murphy, Gary J, and they're Midwest guys, but bringing them in and just seeing how much they care about wrestling just makes me happy, especially on the shows that I run.
And I mean, I would say that you have very interesting named shows as well. Good for You, which is, I believe, I can't remember her name. I'm blanking on the name now. But that's a song by
Yes.
and Kink Karma is My Kink. So are you naming these shows yourself?
Yes, I name all the shows. Good for You being like one of my favorite songs ever by Olivia Rodrigo. It's such a great song. Then Hot to Go, which I come out to Hot to Go, so I feel like eventually that was gonna have to happen eventually. And then My Kink is Karma is just another great song. And then Good for You Too. I just ran out of names. Kind of Good for You Too is pretty cool. But this one, Night Zero, it's not based on a song. It's actually kind of based on the SCI weekend because, again, Night 1, Night 2. But TWE used to run the night before It's a cool name, but I wanted to change it up, make it different. So Night Zero for me was the one that said, yeah, that's the name. Because nothing begins without zero.
Right.
And everything begins and ends with zero, and you have your night one and night two. Maybe you change it up and have night zero be this completely different show.
And then maybe after night zero, we'll have Good For You 3.
We probably will. That'll probably be the next move. If I want to keep running shows, that'll probably be the next move.
Right. Well, we talked about some competitors. Let's talk about a tag team. Can you tell us about your relationship with your tag team partner and 4825, Jaden Newman?
Oh man. Well, Jaden's the man, first of all. Jaden's the best. Love to death. He is my trainer, which everyone finds very interesting. The student and trainer team together, and it just clicked so well. Like, clicked really well and really fast. No, there's few people that I would want to do what I've done in 4825 with, and Jaden's at the top of that list, and there's no argument. There's just really no argument at all. Jaden's at the top because he's taught me everything I know. He helps me out with everything I know, and like more than just like in wrestling, he's just a good dude. He's a good person in real life, and you need that in wrestling.
You mentioned, it's people are interested that, obviously he's your trainer, he coached you. How do you feel about, teaming with the person that essentially, broke you into the business?
I mean, it makes it easier for me because his matches were really like the matches we did. Me and him teaming were like the first time I'd really traveled so far for wrestling, and was booked. Because I've been on the Beyond loop where I went up in a car that was a 6-person car, or 6 people in a 5-person car. Someone laying on the floor riding up to Beyond Wrestling and not being booked. Like, that's a thing I've done. And I've done that to many other shows in many other states and have not been booked. Because there's people who really need to do that in wrestling. But having Jaden by my side doing it has just made it so much easier for me, and he's kind of taught me a lot. Again, not even just about wrestling, but like traveling and what airline I need to be on. What's smart about like getting checked bags? I should probably protect my flights from now on, which I learned this weekend. I really need to protect my flights. But yeah, he's taught me a lot about just the traveling side of wrestling and everything outside of the world of wrestling. And again, I couldn't do it with anybody else.
And one of the crowning achievements of this tag team was winning the IWTV Tag Team Championships. What did that moment mean to you?
That was cool. That was my first match in Beyond Wrestling. I'm undefeated at Beyond Wrestling, which is funny to me. Never lost. And my first match winning the IWTV tag titles with my trainer and one of my best friends, it was pretty cool. I have zero complaint about it at all. They treated us very well up in Boston. It was nice. Probably one of the better ways I've been treated at the show was at Beyond Wrestling, and I really appreciated it. And I don't think it was just because like Jaden was there with us, but like everyone was super nice, super cool to be around. That whole day, that whole experience was awesome.
Is that a moment you take in the moment, or is it something that sits in afterwards? Like, wow, I did that.
It took a few days to sit in afterwards because we had no idea how we were getting home. We knew we were getting to fly, but we had no idea when it was going to be. So we literally just slept in the airport until finally he woke me up and said, "All right, we got to get on our flight." So, okay. So eventually got out of there. But it was we finally landed and got picked up from the airport back to my house. And then I think it finally set in. I was like, holy crap. Like, 24 hours ago, I was wondering if we were going to be in Boston because our flight kept getting delayed. So I was wondering if we were going to be in Boston. Now I'm here with this belt, and we are crowned as the best tag team on the independents because we have the IWTV belts now. And then me and him just kind of hit the ground running, defending the belts. We defended them quite a few times for the short amount of time we had it.
Does it add to that moment having it be somebody, so significant to you like Jaden?
Oh yeah, it absolutely adds to it. Like again, nobody else I would do that with. Nobody. Doing that with Jaden genuinely meant the world to me, and it still does to this day mean the world to me that we got to do that together. And that was my first experience at a show like that, was being with Jaden.
Now, do you have a pet peeve about Jaden that you just don't understand?
I really don't. Oh man, I'm trying to think. I really don't. Like, we'll cut up with each other, but I really don't have anything to complain about with Jaden. Like, again, he's taught me so much. I really don't have anything. I'm trying to think of one that seriously annoys me, but I don't think I have one.
Yeah, I mean, he might have a pet peeve about you putting him in like an exploding cage match, but that's another story.
He'll be in that match one day. Don't worry. I'll put him in there, and he's not gonna know what to do.
Now, obviously, different promotions, great promotions. You worked for CCW, one of the longest running, well-known, indies out there. So what was that experience like, especially being a deathmatch guy yourself?
Growing up as a deathmatch guy, that was awesome to me that I got to do it, and I got to do it the day that Danny Havoc got inducted into the Hall. That was really cool to me. Again, really cool. Had a really fun match with Eric Dillinger. Yeah, no, I had a good time personally. So I mean, it was cool to be able to do that. And again, growing up on that style of wrestling and just in that era of wrestling of old CZW, that was really cool to me.
Any plans to return to CCW?
I'm not sure yet. we haven't really discussed anything yet, so I don't know.
Fair enough. Now, another incredible match that you've had was against a one Nick fucking Gage.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us about essentially wrestling the godfather of deathmatch wrestling?
I feel like I'm saying this a lot, but it's true. It's like one of the coolest experiences ever. Like, just that whole match, dude. The energy I felt, everything that came after it, just that's probably one of my favorite matches I've ever had. Probably my favorite, honestly. It's up there. It's up there with me and Tremont. It's up there with me and John. It's on ICW. But no, that Gage match, I really didn't have anxiety for that one, but when his song hit, everything kind of hit. And I thought I had shit my pants. But it was just a feeling of anxiety hitting my stomach. I was like, God, this is crazy. This is weird.
What kind of, when he actually got in the ring and the match was happening, how did you feel?
I was pretty zoned in on that one. I wanted to make sure I gave Nick a really good match, or Nick gave me a really good match, or just have a really good match with Nick. Like, I wanted to give my full 100% effort I can give him to make him want to wrestle, or make him want to wrestle me again, or want to come back to New South, or want to be back in the Southeast. And we're doing it again on July 25th. It's him and Tremont versus me and Tim Bosby. So
Yeah.
I'm happy it ended up working out.
Did you talk to Nick after the match?
I did a little bit, not as much, but I did a little bit. We got to chat a little bit about life and wrestling and everything, and that was really nice. That made me feel really good.
Okay. Well, you, like we said, 3.5 years in the business, and you've already been on PWI's top 500 twice. You were 385 in 2024 and 267 in 2025.
Yes.
What does that kind of mean to you to, again, be so young in your career and already making this list, and dare I say, making significant leaps in this list as well?
It's crazy. So, like, again, it's another one of those things you grow up, like, looking at all the time. And when I was like 14 or 15, PWI meant the world to me because, like, all of the wrestlers I knew were at the top, and it was sucked because all the deathmatch wrestlers were ranked lower and lower and lower and everything. But I didn't care because the wrestlers that were like the big names were ranked up top, and that's how I figured out about a New Japan, and that's how I figured out about other indies in the world was through PWI. So being able to actually be in that magazine a few times, because we did it for the tag team too. And the 2 times I was in it for singles, it's really cool. It means a lot. It's really cool. I don't. It's another one of those things. Like, to me, all I can say is it's just really cool, and it makes me happy. And seeing how happy people were to see me in it, and the messages I received let me know that okay, I'm doing something right. And this is a big deal to other people. So it's really cool that I'm being able to do it.
Do you maybe have idea of what number you'd like to be this year?
I'd like to be. Well, we were 300 2 years ago, 200 last year. I'd like to be in the 100s. I don't. I think I can get there. If I can be top 100, I'd be really happy. Like, if I hit top 100, I could retire and just be happy. But I don't know if that'll happen. I'm aiming for the 100s this year, especially with all the things I've already done. I think I got a solid shot to get there.
I would definitely say so as well. I think you do, and considering you're wrestling Matt and Nick in a month or two, I think that will definitely draw you over as well. But, talking about all the incredible things you've done, so far, can you tell us about that time you kicked a bucket of chicken?
Oh yeah. God, what was that? That was Flophouse. Oh yeah, it was Flophouse. There was a guy. Oh, what's his name? Because that match was really fun. What was his name?
He's the guy that claps his cheeks, I want to say.
Well, Don Sanders. Yeah. That's him. I believe that's his name is LaDon Sanders. Um, he said he was gonna clap my cheeks. I remember the promo now because it was a really funny promo. Um, he came out and everyone was just asking for a piece of chicken, and I had to be a bad guy, so I just put the bucket down and kicked it like a field goal, and everyone hated me after I did that. I almost hit a car with a chicken leg. It was pretty funny.
So you actually went full on, football player with the punt.
Yeah, I went full field goal on the bucket of chicken.
Alright. Now, another incredible thing is you won the Scenic City Invitational. A tournament once won by Jimmy Rave, the first ever winner.
Yes.
So obviously, a lot of history, a lot of prestige. What did it mean to you to take that W in that tournament?
So Jimmy was one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And being able to win the tournament that he won was the very first winner of, and do it on the 10th one was pretty cool. It's something I never imagined I would do, especially this quick. I don't know. It was cool. And that field of guys in that whole tournament was just really good, too. And them picking me out of the 16 to win meant a lot to me.
I mean, it wasn't an easy road. Your first match was against Gary J.
It was not an easy road at all. Not at all. It was not an easy road at all. But it was definitely, and speaking of that, it was definitely one of the bloodier matches I've had, which is weird. Because I remember I took the chain from Connolly. Connolly's hitting me as hard as he can with the chain. Roll out, roll back after cutting my face open. And then Matt Griffin, of all people, looks at me and he goes, "That's about an 8 out of 10 on the Tremont scale." So I considered that a challenge. So I went back and just started slicing as deep as I could. And it just wouldn't stop flowing after the show was over. I didn't get stitches or anything for that, but it just wouldn't stop. I remember one of the elbow pads I wore. Well, originally we had a Band-Aid on it, but the Band-Aid just got overtaken by blood. It was literally like putting a Band-Aid on a broken dam. Like, it wasn't going to help. So what I eventually did was I took, I think, 6 paper towels, one of the Ace bandage stretchy gimmicks.
Mm-hmm.
I put the paper towels on the scar. I put the Ace bandage, wrap it around my head. I take the elbow pad I'm wearing and I put it over all of that, and then I take one more Ace bandage and wrap it around my head. It's still bleeding through, but it's not as flowy as it was, and it eventually just clotted and stopped. Which, thank God, because I really didn't want to make an ER trip that night.
So it sounds like you made a 11 out of 10 on the Tremont scale on that one.
I hope so. I hope that's what it ended up being.
But I mean, like you said, Jimmy Rave, one of your heroes. What does it mean to you to share that, commonality with him, having won that tournament?
It's really cool, and it means the world to me. I wanted to have gear made beforehand so I could wear the Jimmy Rave gear and the SCI, but I didn't have enough time to get the gear and get it out there. But even then, like, it means a lot. And I know how happy people were to, like, hear the speech afterwards where I requested for House of the Rising Sun to play because I had heard it in a Planet Fitness. Literally, night one, I heard that song early in the Planet Fitness. And I just said, man, that's a sign and a tone setter. So that really set the tone for me all weekend. And having that song play afterwards was so nice. It felt so good seeing the 2-fingered salute go up.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you won a blindfolded battle royal?
Did I win a blindfolded battle royal? I think I did. Oh, yeah, I did win a blindfolded battle royal. That did happen.
Can you tell us about the blindfolded battle royal?
Hey, man. Look, when they said blindfolded, they meant that. Like, the blindfolds, I couldn't see a thing. But I did end up winning the blindfolded battle royal. It's hard to do a blindfolded battle royal, I'm sure you can assume, but that was something I did really early in my career. Holy crap. I forgot about that. I forgot I even did that.
I mean, is there, like, is that even like a moment? Like you're
I don't
blindfolded?
know if it's a moment and more of like oh yeah, I did that. That's cool. Like, not too many people saying they want a blindfolded battle royal around these parts, but I can, so.
Take that, Matt Tremont.
Yeah. Yeah, suck it, everybody else. Like,
I mean, you're running your own shows now. Do you think we'll see the return of the blindfolded battle royal?
I tell you what, I didn't think about it until just now, so maybe. I have to find a lot of blindfolds. Because everyone's competing that night. I don't care who you are. You're competing in the blindfolded battle royal.
And if this does actually become a thing on one of your shows, I do deeply apologize to all of the combatants.
Yeah, this is your fault.
This is totally my fault.
Yeah, this is your fault. It ain't my fault. This is on you. You came up with it.
No, you actually worked NWA TV as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, NWA is, the NWA. What was that experience working, their TV?
It was cool. Again, it was another moment I got to share with Jaden, so that was nice. He kept my head on straight the whole time, so that was good. I got to see a lot of people I knew. Seeing Colby Carino is always cool. And I got to do it with the Wall, too. That was nice. Had a really fun 6-person tag match on Into the Fire. That was a fun experience. That's an experience I hope I get to have one more time before it's all said and done. And again, only 3.5 years, so it's very possible.
Was there any differences working for like an NWA compared to your normal indie?
Oh yeah, it was a lot more organized. I'll tell you that, it was a lot more organized. But everyone was super cool. I really had no complaints about that whole day. I'm literally trying to think of one, and I really can't think of one, which is nice. No, it was just a more organized independent wrestling show. A lot of matches. Like, I think there was 23 matches that night, but it was a taping, so there had to be.
Right.
But still, that was a culture shock when I came in and I'd heard you are match 19. I said, "Whoa, that's a new one."
That's a long wait time.
It's a long wait time for whoever's match 19. Hate it for you, but
right. Alright. I think it's time for Jamesen's Bizarre Adventure. You're a pro wrestler that goes up and down the roads, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Oh man, which one can I pick? Oh, there's a few. Okay. It was my first time ever going to New Jersey. We'll do this one.
Okay.
My first time ever going to New Jersey. H2O, Tremont's promotion. They were doing their Uncharted Territory. Well, it was fun. There's this guy named Wade. And the show's over. We get in the car. I look at the map. 11 hours and 50 minutes to get home. That's not bad. I'm fine with that. And I said, "Are you sure you're cool driving?" Wade said, "Yeah, that's nice." So we turned. I go to sleep because he said he's going to drive 3 hours. And he did drive 3 hours, to be fair. So I'll give him that. I looked at my phone and there was only an hour of the trip taken off. Because he had driven so slow for the 3 hours he was driving. He only took an hour off the trip. And I was quite infuriated the whole time. Another Wade Road story. Same place. We were riding back from H2O. He's driving my car. And I go to sleep and I wake up. And Heaven is a Place on Earth is just blaring through my speakers. And he is full on, like, fist fighting my steering wheel. And I don't understand why. He's just punching the dog crap out of my steering wheel. And he's doing like 85 to 90 miles an hour. And I just wake up and I have nothing to say, so I try to go back to sleep, but I really couldn't. That's another one. Yeah, those are two of my favorites.
So was the song getting him more pumped up, or did it
I guess he didn't have an energy drink or anything, and he's just going like whoa as he's driving and punching my steering wheel and doing 85 to 90 miles an hour in Maryland, or West Virginia. It was West Virginia or Maryland. It's one of the two. But I just remember as soon as he got out of the car, someone jumped in the front seat and said, "I don't want to go through that again." So I said, "Fine with me." And,
not gonna do it. Seems like it's either too little or too much.
yes,
haven't
it's
found
always
the middle yet. I would say that that's a great segue into the colossal question. Let's say they're making a movie about you. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first 3 songs on your movie soundtrack?
Hot to Go by Chappell Roan, Good for You by Olivia Rodrigo, and God, what's a good third one? God, it's a good one. What is a good third song? What's a funny option? Oh man, I don't want to say My Kink is Karma. That's just too easy. We'll say Basement by by Cave. That's a good one. Cave, Basement.
Okay. Well, definitely a solid 3 picks. Had them ready to go as well.
Yeah, the first 2 are always those are easy. First 2 are easy.
Now that we have the soundtrack first, everybody knows you get the soundtrack first, then you write the script, and then you go to casting. Who plays you? And you can't say yourself because you are obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
Okay, so I have to make a Stan Lee cameo. Can I make an Alfred Hitchcock cameo where I'm just talking to somebody in the street for no reason?
Hell yeah.
Okay, cool. Playing me? God, who's the funniest person that could play me? Oh man, that's tough. Give me some ginger actors because I'm trying to go ginger. I'm trying not to cheat and be like, oh well, obviously I'd have Brad Pitt play Jamesen Shook. Like, no, I'm not doing that. It's like,
I'm thinking about ginger actors. I would say Seth Rogen and Seth Green are ginger.
Seth Green. I was thinking Seth Green. That's probably the best one.
Okay, so Seth Green?
Seth Green's gonna play Jamesen Shook. Yeah, he has to.
Okay. Now that we have you casted, every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be 3 people significant to you and your story that would be in your movie, and who would play them?
Well, Jaden Newman, obviously. We'll give Jaden Newman Brad Pitt because that's funny.
Okay, that's fine.
That's pretty funny. We'll do Dylan Hales. Oh my God, who could play Dylan? We're gonna have Dylan Hales played by Dylan Hales played by. I'm trying to think of another funny option here. Screw it. Dylan Hill's played by Jack Black, because that'd be kind of funny.
Okay.
Even though they look nothing alike. And then Matt Tremont. Yeah, he can just play himself. I really can't think of an actor like Matt Tremont.
And I will accept that.
Tremont can just play himself. I'll tell you what. That'll work for me.
Alright. Well, this is definitely sounding like a great movie. A blockbuster to say the least. And you could pre-order the tickets now.
You can pre-order the tickets now and never come back into the theater after watching it.
Now on to a controversial subject. Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love it. I actively order pineapple on pizza. I know it's weird, but I'm also weird, so there's that. I'm okay with it.
Okay, so very pro pineapple on pizza.
I'm all in, dude. I'm all in on that.
What's your spirit Pokemon?
My spirit Pokemon? Oh shit, what's his name? I mean, I could just say Charizard because I'm redheaded. I could just say that.
Is that what you're going with, Charizard?
Yeah, we'll say Charizard or Meowth. I love Meowth.
Meow, that's right.
Yeah, I think I'm Meow.
We love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show.
You darn right with it.
Do you know the acronym for Thug? THUG.
God, T stands for terrible?
Yes.
What does H stand for? Because I know the other two. What's H?
H is for hell.
Hell. Okay. God, I thought it was hell. U is for ugly and G is for jail because a thug don't know how to spell.
And that is the correct answer.
I love that. I love Tracy Smothers.
Yes, we love the late great Tracy Smothers as well, trying to keep the memory alive. Out of curiosity, did you ever get to meet Tracy?
I never did. I came into wrestling way too late for Tracy.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, unfortunately. I wish I could have though. Tracy was awesome.
Me as well. That's definitely somebody I would have liked to have met as well, considering all the stories I've heard of how great of a human being he was.
Met Terry Funk once. That's a good sub.
Yeah, I would say so. I've met Terry as well.
Terry Funk's awesome.
Great person. Weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview, hopefully. Would you ever consider wrestling a Rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical Rock.
I think I would. I 100% would wrestle a Rock. I have wanted to do a match against a broomstick for the longest time, so I think I'd wrestle a Rock. Absolutely, I would.
Well, just for context, there is a wrestler named Psycho Mike that indeed wrestled a Rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match. That's an Iron Man match that lasts for 2 weeks.
Holy shit.
Yes.
That's awesome. I know of Psycho Mike. I didn't know he did that.
Yes. As you probably imagine, Mike does a lot of interesting matches.
Oh, yes.
Right. On a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully alive. Surely my main one is hopefully alive. Hopefully still wrestling. Hopefully I'm not burnt out by then. Hopefully I'm just loving wrestling and still breathing. That's my main thing.
Okay. Hopefully alive and wrestling.
That's really all I got.
I'm here for it. You know, it's hard to plan for the future. I get it. What is a match that people should go out of their way to see that best shows off you as a pro wrestler?
I would definitely say me and Matt from the recent GCW. And then a match after that would probably be me and Mance Warner from New South on IWTV. Very recent match. Those two matches are probably the ones I'd say.
Where can we find a Tremont match?
On Triller.
Killer. Okay. Right, and you could definitely use your accounts to fire it up and watch those matches for, anybody that hasn't seen those matches, wants to see them, wants to re-see them after this interview. And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom.
Okay.
This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I love this.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
Jimmy Ray.
Worst wrestler.
Worst wrestler. Oh God, that's hard. There's so many bad ones. God, there's so many bad ones, especially from like the early CZW years. They're so bad. There's so many bad ones. We'll say Z-Bar.
Gotcha. Your main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
My opponent in the main event of WrestleMania. We'll say the Boogeyman.
If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
Big Boss Man's Hard Times.
Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is
Alive in certain aspects.
we would have also accepted taste great on toast. Squash, vegetable or fruit?
Oh, vegetable. Easy.
It is indeed a fruit.
Well, shows you what I know.
It has seeds, tomato logic.
Oh, it does have seeds. I should know that.
New Japan wrestler Tai Chi, his ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
Chest to butt cheek ratio?
Trunks to butt cheek ratio.
Trunks to butt cheek ratio.
Yeah.
I was about to say chest. That's a butcher, isn't it?
It's a stretch.
Trunks to butt cheek? Well, I'm the Death Match Diva, so I'm probably going to be showing. Well, no, I probably shouldn't say I'm going to be showing more cheek. Cover your cheeks, man. Put the trunks on. Cover your cheeks.
So how much?
We'll say butt cheek. Jesus. We'll say butt cheek 3, trunks 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's get some biker shorts on or something.
Okay, so full coverage.
Yeah. I wore bikers when I was first starting. I loved them. I thought about switching back.
Hey, never too soon to go back. And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
I can't say I have.
And that is the correct answer.
Good. That's good.
And that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And once again, where can we find all things Jamesen Shook on social media?
X, it is jshook_75, JSHOOK_75. Instagram, Jamesen_Shook, JAMESEN_SHOOK.
And merchandise?
Merchandise, Jamesen Shook on Fourth Wall. So just go to Fourth Wall, look up Jamesen Shook, couple shirts and a hat on there, and see me in person. We got some ringboard stuff and some 8x10s, and yeah, we got a lot of stuff.
Perfect. and you don't have to type it into your Google machine. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and Castbox. Simply click the link, a new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Buy a damn shirt.
You're exactly right. I like that. You have to buy my shirt.
Yeah, gotta feed the family. Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Right, when I say wrestling wit, you say entertainment, okay?
Sounds good.
For our special guest, Jamesen Shook, Kaliko Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling Wit
Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.